Howdy folks, welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. It's time for another epic win. Have a look at that. 16% chance to win. Have you ever seen anything like it? There are people on this team who have less than 300 efficiency rating. There are people with 43% win ratings. And yet, this is an epic win video. What the hell? This replay was sent in by Extreme Gamer in the KV2, and he does run XVM. That's why he's sitting there, not actually driving the tank at the start of the game, and just staring at his screen in despair. And who can blame him? But he eventually decides, you know what, screw it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. But still, 16% chance to win. Now, I know I'm very fond of saying that XVM's win rate prediction is nothing but a prediction, but, well, you know, 16%. There's a good reason why XVM doesn't think much of this team's chances of winning. There's only one person on the team with even as much as a 50% win rate. Extreme Gamer himself is no expert at World of Tanks. He's a solid Joe average 48%er. And I'm sitting here trying to talk him up for YouTube, and he goes and drives straight into a cliffside while typing something in chat. There are some seriously bad players on this team. Their artillery in particular. He's got a 43% win rate and less than 300 efficiency. I mean, you do not want to be in the same map square as an enemy tank when that guy is taking a shot. It's just... how the hell can they win this game? Well, it's actually quite simple. I've actually been on teams that have thrown away games that had a 95% chance of winning. And it happens because people who use XVM sit there staring at the game loading screen, they see 95% chance to win, and they stop taking it seriously. They start playing to impress. They start showing off. They start getting cocky. They don't treat the enemy team with any respect, and they just drive around in their tanks, expecting the enemy to just line up in front of them and get shot at one by one. And they don't. An Extreme Gamer is still in a KV2, and he's taking it seriously, and he's trying his best because he knows exactly what a challenge it's going to be to win this game. You get people playing World of Tanks using XVM who bitch and whine and call their team scrubs and noobs. 800 damage to a tiger. I think that one penetrated. Sorry, getting sidetracked. But yeah, I mean, I've had games, and I know you've had them too because I've seen them in your replays, where there are people who are bitching and whining that XVM is only giving them a 55% chance of winning. He's done it again. Full damage with his high explosive shells. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, sorry, I just love watching KV2s doing what they do. You know, players like that, when they see a 16% chancer, they wouldn't even have bothered leaving the cap circle, and this would have been a loss. But everybody on this team, they might not be very good, but they're at least trying. And look at the scores. The scores are even. And sure, they've mostly just killed off the bads on the enemy team, but they've killed some of the good players as well. Auto-aiming with the KV2's 152mm cannon. At that range, moving target, and it hits. Why? Because Stalin. Oh man. Well, there was a KV85 up around the side here. The KV2 actually manages to pick up a fairly decent lick of speed when it's going downhill. And there's the KV85, and he's got his back to... look at this, he's auto-aiming again. God, I love this tank. It is amazing. Oh, hello. Look at it. Why would you drive out in front? You're in a Cherie, you've only got 3 shots and then you're reloading. Where do you think you're going to go once you've fired your magazine? I mean, how did you think that was going to end in anything other than your destruction? I mean, seriously, they're just... Enemy team were just not paying any respect to Extreme Gamer's team in this match. And they're paying the price for it. Now they're losing 10-7. He's already done 3,000 damage against a team, every single one of whom, well, with the exception of maybe 3 of them, are technically better players than him. Everybody he's killed so far is a better player than him. None of them are taking it seriously. They're getting their asses handed to them. And I think that's hilarious. You see, what's happening here is that normally when you start a game of World of Tanks and you're sitting there looking at the loading screen, you found out what map you're on, you know what kind of tank you're driving, you know what it's good at, what it's not good at. You're looking at what's on the enemy team, you're figuring out where you're going to go even before you've left the cap circle. You're looking at the enemy team and you're trying to anticipate the kind of tanks on the enemy team that you're going to meet when you get to where it is that you're going. Or at least that's what you should be doing. Oh, E25 didn't fancy his chances face to face with an AT7. Surprise KV2. He's got another one. Well, anyway, yes. So that's what you should be doing at the start of a match, even before you've driven the tank out of the cap circle. Sizing up the map, figuring out where you're going to go, what you're going to do when you get there based on what tank you're in and what tanks the enemy team have that are likely to be there. But when XVM is telling you you have an 86% chance of winning, all of that goes out the window. You stop thinking of the enemy team as a threat. Suddenly they're just big fat XP pinatas, and the only real threat is the rest of the tanks on your own team, because they're the ones who are going to be taking away all that XP and credits from you, if you let them get to the enemy team first. So instead of trying to figure out how you're going to beat the enemy team, instead you're sitting there trying to figure out how you're going to beat the rest of your team to get to the enemy. And that's where it all goes horribly, horribly wrong, because you stopped respecting the enemy team. And most of the people on Extreme Gamer's team are going to keep trying because they don't know how bad they are. That's the thing about the truly incompetent. They don't know that they're incompetent. They think that they're just as good as everybody else. But their misfortunes aren't because of themselves. It's because the whole world's against them. And so they keep trying, even if they're not doing very well, but they don't give up. And when you get that kind of combination of events, it doesn't happen very often, but you end up with a result like this. And I so wish I had a replay from this match from the enemy team's perspective, for one reason and one reason only. I want to know what they're saying to each other in chat right now. Can you just imagine the recriminations? They're all looking for who to blame. Hang your heads in shame. 86% chance to win. Sorry, 84% chance to win. 2% difference. And they didn't just lose, they're getting their asses handed to them. They probably all deleted this replay and they've sworn never to speak of it again. And now it's on YouTube. I love my job. Oh, there's the Dicker Max. Oh, he can afford to take a hit from the Dicker Max. It ain't going to kill him. And he's going to kill the Dicker Max. So, Extreme Gamer, proving once again, as if it needed further proof, that even when XVM tells you you only have a 16% chance to win, that does not mean you have a 100% chance to lose. Look at him. Joe Average, 48% win rate player, not in a top tier tank, doing nearly 4,000 damage against players who were vastly superior to him. One of the guys he killed had a 62% win rating. And you know what? It's not just Extreme Gamer. The entire team were rock stars. They just refused to accept that they were beaten. Well, I hope you guys were as amused by that one as I was, and I must apologise that today's video is not quite as long as my usual videos, but I do have a good excuse. I wasted the entire day today playing Civilization Beyond Earth and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And now that I've said it out loud, that excuse actually sounded a hell of a lot better in my head. Tell you what, I'll make it up to you, and next week we'll do a monster-size edition of The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. How does that sound? Good? Good. Take care, folks. Catch you next time.